Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, The Gray Queen and Her Tiny Adventurers. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it. No hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. When I first decided to adopt a cat, I never imagined how much joy and chaos would follow. My gray cat, whom I like to call the Gray Queen, has always carried herself with a royal attitude. She walks slowly, sits elegantly, and glares at me whenever I disturb her beauty sleep. Life with her was already filled with enough dramatic eye rolls and sassy tail flips to keep me entertained for years. But one day, the royal household changed forever. The Gray Queen gave birth to two tiny kittens. They were unbelievably small, like little fluffy beans that someone had sprinkled life into. At first, I thought they would just stay cuddled quietly by their mother's side, sleeping peacefully. Oh, how wrong I was. The moment they discovered the ability to crawl, my bed became their personal playground. My once peaceful resting space was suddenly a bustling arena of wobbly adventures and squeaky meows. I remember sitting on the edge of my bed, watching them stumble around like tiny explorers. One kitten would crawl forward confidently, only to fall sideways into a pillow. The other would chase after the edge of a blanket, convinced it was some sort of magical creature. The Gray Queen, meanwhile, sat majestically at the corner of the bed, giving me a look that clearly said, "This is your problem now." Every morning, I wake up to the sound of tiny paws scratching and sliding on the sheets. My bed has officially been transformed into a kitten kingdom, with endless adventures unfolding right under my nose. The kittens crawl back and forth, exploring every corner as if they're on an epic mission. Their movements are clumsy but determined, like brave knights who have not yet learned how to walk in armor. One kitten, the slightly braver of the two, has a habit of crawling onto my arm while I'm still half asleep. Imagine waking up to find a fluffy little creature staring at you with wide, curious eyes, as if it's demanding, "Human, explain yourself. Why are you not awake yet?" The second kitten is more of a dreamer. Instead of crawling straight ahead, it often takes detours, gets stuck in the folds of the blanket, and ends up squeaking for help. I've lost count of how many times I've had to rescue that little explorer from its own silly mistakes. What amazes me most is how everything seems new and exciting to them. The corner of my pillow? A mysterious mountain. My blanket? A rolling wave. My arm? A bridge to new lands. Watching them makes me realize how big the world must feel when you're that small. Even though they're only crawling across a simple bed, to them it's as thrilling as climbing Everest. Meanwhile, the Gray Queen continues her role as the supervising monarch. She lounges gracefully, licking her paw while pretending not to notice the chaos. But every now and then, when the kittens get too close to the edge of the bed, she swoops in like a strict but loving teacher, pulling them back with her paw. I can't help but laugh at how serious she looks, as if ruling over two wobbly kittens is the most important royal duty of her life. Living with these kittens has turned my life upside down in the most delightful way. My bed may no longer be a peaceful place for sleep, but it has become the stage for the funniest, cutest show I could ever imagine. Every evening, I look forward to lying down and watching their adventures. The way they stumble, fall, and try again reminds me of something important. That growth always starts with little, messy steps. One time, I watched the braver kitten struggle to climb a small pillow. It slipped 3 times, squeaked in frustration, and then finally managed to scramble to the top. When it reached the summit, it stood tall, or as tall as a tiny kitten could, and looked around proudly. I clapped, and the kitten blinked at me as if to say, "Of course I did it. I am a great explorer." That moment made me realize how rewarding persistence can be, even in the smallest victories. The kittens have also taught me to see ordinary things in a new light. To them, a blanket isn't just a blanket. It's a landscape full of mysteries. A bed isn't just for sleeping. It's a universe waiting to be explored. Sometimes, as adults, we forget how magical everyday life can be. We get caught up in stress, routines, and deadlines, and we miss the beauty hiding in small, simple things. But watching these kittens has reminded me that joy can be found in the tiniest adventures. Of course, my sleep schedule has suffered. It's hard to rest when two energetic fluffballs are crawling all over you at night. But honestly, I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. The Gray Queen and her tiny adventurers have filled my life with laughter, warmth, and lessons about resilience, curiosity, and joy. So now, whenever I wake up to find the kittens crawling across my bed, I don't see them as little troublemakers. Instead, I see them as brave explorers, turning my everyday world into a playground of possibilities. And deep down, I know I'm lucky to be part of their journey, because sometimes the greatest adventures happen not in faraway lands, but right on the edge of your pillow. Life with my gray cat and her two tiny kittens is more than just an adorable adventure. It's also a lesson in how we view the world and handle challenges. Watching the kittens crawl clumsily across my bed, stumbling, squeaking, and then trying again, reminds me of how important persistence is in our own lives. In modern society, we often chase perfection, expecting immediate success in work, relationships, or personal goals. Yet, just like those kittens, our growth often begins with small, awkward, imperfect steps. The key is not to give up when we fall, but to keep exploring and moving forward. The kittens also show the value of curiosity. To them, even a blanket becomes a mysterious landscape. As adults, we sometimes forget to appreciate the small joys around us because we're too focused on deadlines and responsibilities. Taking time to see life with fresh eyes can bring unexpected happiness. Finally, the Gray Queen's patient supervision is a reminder of balance, guiding without controlling, caring without smothering. In our fast-paced world, we can learn from her calm presence, nurture others, protect when needed, but also let them grow on their own.